Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for Awkward Question Time. Please welcome your host, Alex Leam.
Hello and welcome to the show. Unfortunately, Alex is unwell this week, so I'll be covering for him as the guest host. Some of you may know me as comedian Graham Whistler. Others will simply know me as Alex Leam's favourite puppet. There we go. First joke of the show. Welcome to the show. This is Awkward Question Time, the show that pits a panel of comedians up against increasingly awkward and bizarre questions. As always, thank you for watching the show. If you'd like to support the show, you can donate to the PayPal link, and do not forget to get involved with the comments as well. It'd be great to submit your questions, stuff like that. That'd be amazing. You can also donate via the PayPal link in the corner as well, which is set to £2 if you'd like to donate to the show. That would be amazing. You could also use the Ko-fi link as well, which is kofi.alexleam or /Alex Leam. There you go. PayPal.me/Alex Leam as well for the PayPal link. Or if you'd like to support the show without donating any money, you can subscribe to the YouTube channel as well, Provocateur Comedy on YouTube, or Alex Leam YouTube channel. There you go. Stand up. At Alex Leam Stand Up. There we go. I got there. We got there in the end. We got there. It's a Mother's Day special, everyone, as well, which has made the mistaken blowjob day a little awkward, isn't it? But we powered through. Good. So I think it's time. Let's get our panel on, shall we? Let's get the panel on. Welcome to the show. Please welcome Edward Rowe, Simon Hall, Ishi Khan, and Maggie Whitehouse is here. There we go. Have we got through all the technical issues, everyone? Are we good? Is everyone's sound working?
Yep.
Yes.
Good. I like the fact that pretty much everyone was silent as soon as I said, "Is everyone's sound working?" That really helped. So thank you for that.
Yes, it is.
There we go. Thank you, Ishi. Well done for being part of the team. Thank you for getting on board. I appreciate that. Good. Okay, so we'll start the show with a fairly obvious question. Wrong answers only. Where is Alex this week? Why is he not here? What's gone on? Wrong answers only. Please do get involved in the comments as well. Who wants to go first?
He's with his. No, you first.
Okay.
Oh, Ishi first,
I think he's gone off to join like the pantomime making of how to find the Bitcoin. So he's gone with his pickaxe to go and dig for Bitcoins all over the planet. That's where he's off to.
I think he's got in trouble after celebrating too much with the Glasgow Rangers fans.
It's Mother's Day. He's with his mother, but not his birth mother, Mother Earth, the mother of us all.
Oh, how lovely!
Yeah, that's just vague enough for that to be actually true, because we're all on. We're all on the Earth, so
it's also compatible with the Bitcoin mine one. You know.
Yeah.
Well,
down these Bitcoin mines.
Especially in Derbyshire, absolutely as well.
I think he's fighting the Duke of Sussex for the hand of Meghan Markle, myself.
I mean, who isn't? Amazing.
Come on, guys. Let's face it. It's Sunday. Alex is touchy.
It got me thinking. As some of you might know, I enjoy jokes at Alex's expense more than most people. But it got me thinking about excuses people have given over the years in terms of pulling a sickie from their work. It got me thinking about that. Off the top of your head, guys, if you can remember one, what is the best or worst excuse you've given for throwing a sickie? I'll tell you what. I'll go first. So I've nicked this one from the pre-chat, but I'm going to use it. Calling in sick from your job while still in the club the night before. I feel really sick. Yeah. 2 Jaeger bombs, please, mate. 2 Jaeger. Yeah. I really can't come in. I feel sick. So that's happened. That's a true story. So, what about? We'll go with Edward. We'll go with Edward first. What do you reckon?
Heck, I'm too honest for this question, so I'll have to make something up.
What would be the honest answer?
I just drank some Dettol. I was thirsty, and I really don't want to go into work, and it's here, and this will do the job.
I don't want to go into work, so I poisoned myself.
It also works. It's very cheap aftershave.
Fair enough. I mean, I suppose if and when we're allowed to get involved in physical contact with people post the pandemic, you can at least say kissing beyond the mouth will be incredibly sterile. During this passionate moment, we will have killed at least 99.9% of all bacteria. So I suppose that could be a good selling point in the future.
If you want to make it believable, empty the Dettol out or use it, whatever, and then fill the empty Dettol bottle, having rinsed out, with apple juice, and then film yourself doing it, and they'll believe you.
That's a great idea. I love that.
Yeah.
That's brilliant.
What job do you have where you need to send in like video proof that you're sick?
Well, as I said at the start, I made it up. So I haven't actually done it.
Oh.
I'm sorry to disappoint that I haven't actually drunk Dettol.
I think less of you now.
that I don't pull sickies. That's a sign of a
Okay, guys,
scumbag.
I'm going to interrupt you because I can't hear a word you're saying because I've got crap internet because I'm in Devon. So can I answer the question at least? I'm really sorry. I'm not laughing at your jokes because they're just not funny, but I can't hear them. Can I answer the question?
Yes.
Thank you. Best excuse I've ever given while throwing a sickie, I phoned the bishop and told him I was gay.
Amazing. Yeah, that all.
Told him I was all dressed up as Lady Gaga and I'd fallen in love with Judas and I couldn't possibly do the services on Sunday. It worked.
I wouldn't be surprised if it was followed up with some kind of investigation afterwards as well. So that's amazing. I love that. Do you know what I love now is it's quite of a modern thing due to the rise of sort of social media over the last decade or whatever. Is people putting the tactical Facebook post the day before they're due to call in sick for the day that they actually.
No way.
Seriously, the ones that go, I don't feel right today. Something's going on, and they put it there knowing they're friends with their boss on Facebook, right? So then when they call in the morning, the boss has probably already seen it and gone, oh yeah, I think I saw you post something on Facebook. Okay, no worries. Have a rest up, and we'll see you tomorrow or something, right?
Spending the day sterilizing some surfaces. Sure hope there isn't any left over. What will I do with it?
Perfect. There you go.
Well, I mean, it's good to be prepared for these things, right? Yeah, but sometimes the best laid plans can go awry. Because the story that came to mind for me was I went to see. I'm not going to say how recently it was, so that none of the previous schools I worked for know which school I was working for at the time when this happened. But I went to see Slipknot in Manchester on a Thursday, right? Now, after Slipknot, you're not getting back in the car and driving 3.5 hours back to where you live that night. You're going out on the town and you're getting drunk, right? And you're staying at your mate's house and you're pre-organizing that you've got your laptop with you, and then the following day you're going to get up, you're going to call in sick, you're going to press send on that email that's all pre-written to send all your lesson plans in. Yeah, that's absolutely sorted. What you're definitely shouldn't do is stay out until 6 in the morning, get home so drunk that you leave your phone under the sofa on silent, and fall asleep, wake up at 11:30, and then have to frantically call in the school and just be like, I'm really sorry, I've just had a really terrible night. The car broke down, and I made up the most incredible amount of bullshit that I've ever done. Fortunately, I'd already told someone at school that I was not going to be there, and they had sorted it for me. They had covered me, and they were my lifesaver that day. But yeah, could have gone a lot worse.
It's good to have someone listen to help cover your cover the story.
Yeah, that's it. Always, if you're going to get involved in something like this, have a man on the inside. That's the plan. That's what you got to do.
There you go. There's the top tip for throwing a sickie. Have someone on the inside. Have an inside man to corroborate the story.
Oh gosh. Absolutely. Oh, that's so brilliant. That's so brilliant.
Amazing.
Oh gosh. I have to say, for me, I'm just thinking about it. I don't think I've ever pulled a sickie. Sorry. I've actually liked what I've done always. And even school, I was like proper keen on school all the time. So the only time that one time, my grandma wanted me to stay with her for an extra day. So she called in my school and says, she's not very well, so I'm not sending her in. And I was like, what? No, I'm okay. So my grandma pulled a sickie for me, and that was about it. Really, I know. I'm sorry. Woo.
What I love about that is it's almost like on the odd occasion when you're a kid and you want to pull a sickie from school, you have to do the song and dance of convincing your mum that you are genuinely ill. But occasionally, if you are really sick, your mum will sort of stick up for you and call the school for you. What I like about that is your grandma has called the school you're working for to say that you're not coming in. I think that's amazing.
Yeah, I was at school. I wasn't working there, but I was at school. Yeah,
right.
I was at school.
Did anyone else at school, like, when you were ill for a couple of days and you wanted the extra day off because you knew you still hadn't done that bit of homework or whatever, and you would sleep with the window open all night? And I'm not going to put the covers on, and hopefully I'll just get ill enough that I'll really convince mum in the morning that I really need to have another night. I'll just try and give yourself hypothermia as best you can.
Yeah, try and lower your body temperature.
Yeah,
absolutely.
That's 100%.
It. Yeah, give yourself a cold for an extra day.
I can't be the only person who ever tried that.
Absolutely. What I think is impressive about that as a child is there is actually a little bit of science, a little bit of biology involved in that particular excuse. So you as a parent, I wouldn't be too mad if my child was purposely trying to make them. If they come up with a clever way of trying to make themselves sick, I'd have to congratulate them on their application of science.
A friend of mine once taught me how to sound sync on the phone, even though I've never had to use it because I've not pulled one. But it was sticking something like a cotton bud up your nose, so it makes you sneeze enough times, and then you'll sound like you've got the flu, which I've never had to use, of course. But that's just a tip for anyone who wants it.
Interesting. So.
Just a standard.
So Ishi's advice is to go a bit method with this.
Absolutely.
I tried pulling a sickie.
Go on. Yeah, just before we move on to the next question.
I tried pulling a sickie when a pupil to go to school. My mum didn't believe me, and I went there. But was my metalhead teacher there? No.
I mean, yeah. Oh, okay, right. So well, Alex is Alex. By the way, I should point out he is actually producing. He's just not up to sort of hosting the show today. So he is control of the questions that are popping up on the screen. So we'll go back to a sort of Mother's Day focus. What is the worst Mother's Day present you've gifted, got, or heard of? Well, I'll start with Maggie on this one, seeing as your reaction prompted.
Because I'm old enough to be a mother. I'm old enough to be a grandma, actually, but I've never had any kids. Thank God, says the rest of the world. The worst Mother's Day present I've given, however, was I have a dear friend in Cyprus who's a sort of a pseudo mother, and we are very, very rude with each other, and we swear at each other all a lot. And I send her a really vile, tasteless card every year with something dead in it. Unfortunately, I accidentally posted that to my real mother and posted the nice card to my friend in Cyprus.
Brilliant.
Amazing.
Fortunately, I remembered in time, and I managed to get my brother to go round to my mother's and steal it and replace it with another card which he signed for me, which he got the most tasteless card in the universe. And I still had my mother shouting at me, whereas my friend in Cyprus phoned up and said, "What the hell is wrong with you?"
Why are you being so nice?
That's funny.
There are so many questions involved with this.
I know, dead things in cards.
Yeah,
Gosh.
Absolutely. When did this? What brought this tradition about, Maggie? I'm interested to find the history on this. Why dead things in cards? What's that about?
Can't hear you, mate. Sorry. Can you type it out and I'll answer? I'm sorry I'm being really rude to everybody. But yes, the answer to the question is yes, the Devon is famous for crap Wi-Fi. It was better the other day when I was on air, but still. You can type the question. I'll answer it every time. Yeah, and I'll make nice smiley faces at the rest of you because you're very funny.
There you go. What started the dead things tradition? Hopefully Maggie has seen that. Okay, I'll tell you what.
Go talk to the others.
Yeah, we'll do. We'll move on. Right.
Just think you can be really, really rude. What started the dead things tradition? Oh, great question.
Oh, there we go. We've got
That's
that.
Right.
We've got there, everyone. We are caught up. Carry on. Keep going.
The Great Things tradition started because I live in Devon and because I work as a vicar, but I also have a postman who keeps delivering dead pheasant all the time. And it was a test when we moved down to Devon because we were city people before. And he flung this 4 brace of pheasant on the bureau in the living room and said, I'm a volunteer fireman. I need those plucked and gutted by Saturday. I haven't got time to do it myself. I'll see you tomorrow, and buggered off. So... So fortunately, I could pluck and gut pheasants, and I had them all done and trussed and everything for him the next day. But ever since then, his line was basically, right, so hand you something dead and you know what to do with it. And I said, yes, but usually I get paid.
Of all the scenarios that I had in my head of how this question might go, this is not I couldn't even. What? There's so many more questions I have, but we don't have time. I'm going to have to move on to someone else. Simon, weirdest.
I'm just still marveling at the phrase. Fortunately, I know how to pluck and gut pheasant.
I once interviewed a group called Cunning Stunts on the radio.
Okay.
No, my worst one was me and my friends were going. It was the day before Mother's Day, and me and my friends were going to Bovingdon Market, and I was going there with only one thought in my mind, except I didn't have any money. So I went to my dad and said, Dad, I need some money to go to Bovingdon Market, and he bestowed upon me £5, and he said to me, "You do know it's Mother's Day tomorrow, don't you?" Heavily hinting at a young 14-year-old boy that was completely oblivious to what he was suggesting to me, because I was going to buy a BB gun, and that was the only reason I was going to Bovingdon Market. So the following day when I returned happily from a sleepover at my mate's house, my dad goes, "Well, what did you buy at Bovingdon Market?" Expecting me to produce something lovely for my mother. I went, "I got a BB gun." That's probably the worst
it's
thing I've
great for shooting the neighbour's cat.
Yeah,
mum will love that.
Oh gosh. Oh.
Once again, my cat failed to get me a Mother's Day card. Good.
Well, my dog's just farted, so I suppose that's a Mother's Day card, isn't it?
Oh.
Like one of those, you know those cards you open up and it plays like a little jingle or something like that. Instead, it'd just be like just a big
dog fart.
A dog fart card.
Yeah. Maggie's dog fart card. It might be. Look at that! Look at the state of that. Oh.
The world's grubbiest beagle. She looks like an unmade bed, even when she's groomed.
Oh.
Scruffy little blighter. Never ever, and she's had puppies, so it's her Mother's Day. 3 sets of puppies, and the little Rosses. They never write, they never phone, they never call round. No, poor thing. I'll be pouring some beer down her in a minute. Poor thing's weeping her eyes out. Ingrate.
Blame on the dog, absolutely. Right, Edward. What?
Yeah. Well, both myself.
Nice one, Kitty.
Both myself and my mum are vegan, so the dead things just right out.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So I think about I got one of the talking about those musical cards. I got one of those. However, making the music be kind of the latest like noise album, not quite so great. It's just white noise for days. So don't do that. So yeah, maybe what I've started doing actually, I quite get like in the landscape cards, from like National Trust or whatever. So I've started doing is just copying out the description of what's on the front of the cards as the message. So it was, what was it? Coombe Park is one of Capability Brown's first landscaping projects. Great, worked fine.
Happy Mother's Day. I can't say I've ever bought a bad Mother's Day gift. I don't particularly care for cards. Certainly, I'm not that. I feel like if you have something nice to say to a loved one or a relative, you can just. I feel like it's much more personal just to say it, rather than put dear Mum, Happy Mother's Day, love Graham. Like I don't really see the point. So I would just tell her that instead. Like, thank you for being a great mum. Happy Mother's Day. In regards to presents, last year I did forget and did the classic line of, "Oh, I've ordered it online and it hasn't come yet. I'm really sorry." And then just wrote it out till her birthday and gave her a present then.
Great idea.
So which it got me into even more trouble because I'd said, "Oh, this is your Mother's Day gift. Happy birthday!" And she went, "Well, where's my birthday present?" I was like, "Can I not just, combine the two and then this is it?" But she wasn't having it. Sorry, Simon. What were you going to say?
Oh no, I was going to say my lockdown presents to everyone have been like when the first one started coming around. I was for Christmas. I was like, right, my gift to everyone is next year. You can select any trip out for the day, any day trip, and I will pay and take us out, and we'll do it because I don't want to have to. Everyone's bought everything they need, yeah. And then I was like, yeah, that's a great idea. And then the third lockdown happened, and I couldn't do it. So now it's coming to everyone's birthdays again, and I'm going. Can I use the same excuse? Do you reckon I could do you get 2 days out? You can have 2 days out at some point next year.
Good. I like the idea of your friends and family just appearing at your door like some kind of gift.
Yeah.
You're sort of like, well,
my mum and dad turned up with a bucket and spade.
Trying to consolidate. Yeah, just trying to consolidate all these built up days out into one affordable, manageable day out.
Oh God, I'll end up taking them on holiday in 2 years' time.
Have you remembered whom you've promised this to, Simon, or is it just you've just been saying it?
Yeah, well, I think I've promised. I've delivered a check that my ass cannot cash at this moment in time. That's my worry. I'm kind of hoping lockdown goes on a bit longer, if I'm perfectly honest.
Just got this image of everybody turning up at the same day and you having to hire a double-decker bus and then going, yeah, we're gonna go on a road trip around England.
It'd be one of those sitcom episodes where I've got to take one member of the family to a museum and the other one down to the arcade, and someone else I've got to take to karaoke.
But they all think they're part of the same day, so you've got to rush back in between each location.
Yeah.
It's kind of easy for you being a teacher though. So it's just like taking lots of kids on a school trip, isn't it? But just adults.
I'll take one of the school minibuses. Well, come on, kids. Have you all been to the toilet before we've gone?
All right, let's move on to the next question. Have you ever used a chat up line from a TV show? Interesting that we've gone from talking about our mothers and Mother's Day to talking about chat up lines. But okay, fair enough. I've noticed actually, Simon, you're wearing your Fresh Prince of Bel-Air t-shirt there. I love that. Got a lot of time for that. I mentioned this in the pre-chat before the show. I used to have a line from Fresh Prince of Bel-Air as my tagline on my Tinder profile, which was incredibly unsuccessful. But what it was a decent conversation starter. If I did match with someone and the girl said, "You've nicked that from the Fresh Prince," and I go, "Yes, I know, but at least we're now talking," or something, right? But I would use it. I would use it in bars on the nights out. It was just it was such a 90s phrase, but it was. I think I've seen your picture somewhere before. That's right. It was in the dictionary next to kablam. Right. So that was classic Will Smith. Yeah.
I've never heard that before, but yeah.
It's one of those that's so terrible. It never worked. No, it never worked.
But you continue to use it.
It would kind of be like maybe meta enough that people were like, "Oh, that's from a 90s show. You're so funny." Never happens ever. Yeah, never worked for me. So, what about you, Ishi? You could do this. I could do this either way. Have you ever been on the end of a chat up line that perhaps you feel like you've heard before, or have you done it yourself?
I've probably been on the end of it, but as I don't watch that much TV, I wouldn't have even realised. So I would actually have believed a lot of it. Like, I think, my first ever boyfriend said to me, "Oh, you've got sultry eyes," and I actually believed that, and I liked that, and I was like, "Oh, how dreamy." Yes, I went out with him. Oh dear.
There we go.
So it was
if anyone's interested, that's all it takes. Sultry eyes.
Yeah, well, I'm not with him, so that should say something. So no, it didn't work long term. But yeah, so I think I've probably had loads of them just thrown at me, like they've always just worked because I've just never, associated them as like, oh, cliches. Oh no, I'm just like, oh, somebody's being nice. How kind. Yes, okay.
Stuart has put, I feel like I'd have more luck with chat up lines from light opera. I got to be honest, Stuart, that's way over my head. I mean, firstly, I don't speak Italian, so I'd have amazing. Right, what Edward? We'll go for you next.
I think I'm a big fan of Doctor Who. The TARDIS and everything, but you won't be able to alleviate any disappointment with the line, "It's bigger on the inside."
Of course, yeah, absolutely.
Has it worked?
To be honest, I've never got to that point.
Okay. Need to try it out.
I'm just sort of imagining like, did anyone ever watch Scrubs?
Yes.
I'm sort of imagining that as something like the Todd would say. Maybe someone had made a comment about there being a lack of bulge in his trousers. Say, it's like the TARDIS. It gets bigger when you get inside. It just feels like, and then Doctor Who 5, right? I don't know. It feels like that would.
Love the top. Love the top.
There's got a bit. It doesn't. It doesn't quite work in terms of a euphemism for an erection, though, does it? It's not quite there. But I like the Doctor Who vibes, though, for sure. It's definitely it's definitely out there. There could be a Time Lord joke in there somewhere. There could be something like that. Okay, I'm getting instructions now.
Go Maggie! Yay! Okay, right. No, I've never actually used the chat up line from a TV show, but I used to work for a TV show. It's called Pebble Mill Pebble Mill at 1, and it was in Birmingham, and it was the only show outside London that pop stars used to go and perform live for. And our producer was a bloke, and all his assistant producers were women. He used to send us down to London according to the pop star's appropriate tastes in women. He'd pick the nearest that he knew the star liked, and we'd have to go out to dinner with the pop star and try and persuade them to come on a train up to Birmingham to perform at Pebble Mill at 1. So basically it was a high caste knocking shop run by the BBC. But my favourite of the chat up lines was a ventriloquist. You're all far too young to know. There's a guy called Ray Allen who had a puppet called Titch, and it was a very nasty puppet. And one day I was sitting having dinner with Ray Allen. Titch was sitting next to him on the other side. He put Titch on his lap and made Titch grope me.
Oh. Wow.
I mean, the glamorous world of television, everyone.
Yes. Ooh, that's a bit scary.
Delightful.
So delightful. Maggie's had to take
Yeah, that's it.
I'm liking some of these comments as well. There was one from Kitty. Okay, Alex gone with the Stuart one. Something sonic screwdriver. Yeah, that could work. I could go with that. This is the one I was referring to. I like this. I waited for someone to say.
Can I tell you my best ever chat up line?
Yes, Maggie.
Thank you. I was in Australia. I always have huge amounts of stories, I'm afraid, because I've just had this crazy life. But I was in Australia. My first husband had died. This is all entirely true. It was my birthday, and I was in Cairns, Australia. And I was meeting some friends in a couple of days' time. I was miserable as hell. And I was sitting in the hotel bar with a glass of champagne and a book, utterly, utterly miserable. And this guy came and swung himself down in the seat in front of me and said, "Me and my mates at the bar got a bet on, and I bet them $10 you can't be as mean as you look."
There's nothing quite like using a backhanded compliment as a chat up line, is there? There's a few examples of that. There's a comedian friend of mine, Daniel Fitzhenry, who I remember him having a story of his friend being really confident, but he still does negging like he's in year 8. Like kind of, or the equivalent of, if you like a girl in the schoolyard, you pull her hair or something like that. And he used to tell this story about how he walked up to this girl and said, I don't normally like girls with big teeth, but on you it works. It's just I don't know why it's always stuck in my head, and I just imagine it, and I'm like, who would have the bostle to say that to somebody for a start? I mean, you're just gonna get glassed in the face, I think, if you say that to somebody in a nightclub, aren't you?
If you're gonna neg someone, go like really surreal, like, "Oh, you're a lot less on fire than I thought you'd be," or "Oh,
Yeah,
that's
absolutely.
a larger thesaurus collection than I'd expect." That kind of thing,
Yeah. You don't look as much as a Dalek as you do in your photo.
Daleks, that's what you sound like. You all sound like Daleks. Thank you, Stuart. Now I've worked it out.
I think there might be a little bit of a time delay on this.
Yeah, I'm afraid there is. I'm making a complete fool of myself. I'm sorry, it's not funny.
All right, Maggie, don't worry about it. It's actually hilarious, but for different reasons.
To be fair, in real question time, they always have to have a Tory on there, and they're stuck in the past as well.
There we go.
That's brilliant.
Top joke like that.
Like it a lot. I think if I could use one, I'd probably use one like, "Oh my God, they killed Kenny."
As a chat line.
As a chat line, that's it.
Yeah.
I mean,
"Oh my God, who killed Ken?" Yeah, I think I might use that one. Thank you. This has been very, very inspirational. Awkward question time. I've now got a chat line to use. Thank you.
I think if somebody came up to me and said that, I'd be like, "Yeah, I like South Park too." Cool. Enjoy the rest of your evening. You know, I wouldn't know what to do. Right. Next question. We're getting off topic. Yeah. I also agree with Kitty in the comments. Where was the rim shot, Alex, for Edward's joke there? I feel like. There we go. Yeah, you deserve that, Edward. You should feel good about that. It was a top joke. So good. Right. If you were to be cancelled, what would you like to be cancelled for? Top question. Who wants to go first on this one? Nobody wants to go first.
I think, like, really, if it's going to happen, I want it to go down, like, big, right? And I want to, like, lose my shit over something. Yeah, I don't know if anyone's ever seen the Billy Joe Armstrong losing his shit at the MTV Awards video. Yeah. Like, he's like in the middle of a song and they've been told they're going to play like 3 or 4 songs and they're in the middle of like a song that's like 3 minutes long. And this thing comes up at the end and just says like 1 minute left. And he just starts going, 1 minute, 1 fucking minute. What? You know the fuck I've been around since 1989, man. I'm Billy Joe Armstrong, man. 1 minute. And then him and his band just start smashing up their instruments. And it's like, 1 minute, man, throw the microphone into the crowd, like 1 minute, 1 minute. So yeah, it's one of those videos that I love to watch every time. Whenever I feel like life is getting on top of me, I watch Billy Joe lose it in that video, and it brings joy to me. And now, whenever I get angry at something, I'm just like 1 fucking minute.
Yeah.
So it needs to be for something big.
Yeah. Okay, that makes sense. I'm loving the tension Alex is putting instructions on screen where we're ignoring them. Yeah.
Yes.
Well,
yes, me too, Kitty.
So Billy Joe Armstrong made this sort of or was doing this sort of big tantrum cancellation, if you like, way before Christian Bale made it cool. Then.
Yeah. Oh yeah, man. Yeah.
When you described that was the image that came to head where Christian Bale.
Yeah. That video is great. Yeah, I think it'll be for like losing my crap over something, just so I can have a good shout.
Okay, yeah, fair enough, absolutely. Ishi, what do you reckon? If you were to be cancelled, what would it be for?
Oh gosh, yeah, I think it's got to be something major. Like, oh gosh, newsflash, we suddenly find out that all ants can talk. And they can't just talk. They've been listening in on us all this time and creating an army to take over. So we need to go and regroup and find out what it's about. And actually, they're going to do a better job than we have as humans. So I think something like that.
Okay. A David Icke level conspiracy theory. That's what you're going to get.
What?
David Icke basically has a theory about the controlling state of the world, including the royals, all being lizard people that came from the moon. No. Basically.
Seriously.
Yeah, that's an actual opinion he has. It's in his books and videos and stuff. So.
Oh wow. Wow.
The ant army thing is eerily similar to that, and I'm surprised you went there without much thought. So that's interesting.
Yeah. I mean, can you imagine? It would be cool news, wouldn't it? It'd be like, oh wow, ants can communicate. How cool is that? Did they watch me when they had this massive chain of ants just coming in the summer one time? Oh my god, did they see me?
Ian Bowden's got the headline for that particular news story. Ishi wants independence.
Rimshot. Denied.
Oh, sorry, Ian. I'm not in control. So,
go on then.
Yeah. That's amazing. Okay, so you'd like to be cancelled for starting a story about an army of ants doing a better job at running the country, right? Okay, fair enough. I mean, I'm not sure why I expected anything else from you. I should have seen that. I should have seen that coming. That was well done.
Okay.
That was
It's
amazing.
either got to be ants or it's got to be broccoli. Broccoli rules.
Okay, fair enough. Maggie, can you hear us? Are you all good?
I can just about hear you. I have been cancelled.
Okay,
I've been
cancelled for?
I've been cancelled because I was actually ordained as a Catholic priest. My bishop is a Catholic, and I was ordained as a female Catholic priest, which means you are automatically excommunicated at the exact moment that you're ordained. And this was Pope Benedict back in 2008, and he did this sweeping excommunication of all women who'd ever been ordained into the liberal Catholic Church or any other branch of the Catholic Church. Past, present, and future. So it's still, you get ordained, you're automatically excommunicated. But you know how I found out? Wikipedia. You'd think he'd send a text. The man was just
rude. Wow. Okay. So you were cancelled and you didn't even know. You found it from a Google search. That is.
Does the Pope like eggs for breakfast? Just wondering.
Yeah, can't hear a word. You're probably saying really funny things to me and I can't hear a word. I'll just say yes.
Absolutely. Right, Kitty, if I were to be cancelled, I'd like to do something potentially problematic but probably fun. Like getting off with Priti Patel.
Yeah. Ew, that's a horrible thought. Sorry, Kitty.
How about a threesome with Priti Patel and a vicar?
I wouldn't mind, right? Yeah, if I just told like the world's most offensive joke, and I just got cancelled by everyone. I think that would be pretty good because then I think you'd have reached the pinnacle of comedy. If you could tell a joke that was like as offensive as all of the seasons of South Park put together, but succinctly in one line, I think you'd pretty much won the English language, haven't you?
Yeah, absolutely. So you've got to cover you've got to cover race, religion, and gender all in one joke.
All in one fell swoop, and something to catch up all of those people who don't really care, you know. Like, just slag off Star Trek at the end, just to get all the nerds.
Just to catch the nerds out, yeah, absolutely. Right, Edward.
Brilliant.
Yeah, well, I mean, I've been listening to what you've been saying. I think Issues is good, but I think instead of like ants or broccoli, like just go stupider. Like the Microsoft paperclips running everything. Like, have we read what's on the paper underneath them? I don't know. Or if you want to go like excommunication, go like full medieval and try like setting up your own Catholic church, like crowdfund getting yourself to be Pope, and then like having a big internal schism. I think that's a good idea. Maggie, you'll back me up, won't you?
You can be. Who would you worship in your church? Who would your church worship?
God, I wish I could hear this. It sounds as if it must be fantastic. I did actually get somebody do a review for one of my books that the publisher wouldn't allow, which was basically 100 years ago, she would have been burned as a witch. That's fairly good cancelling, I'd have thought.
Wow.
Oh, Pope Maggie. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I'll be Pope.
I know who would worship, would combine the conspiracy theory and the new Catholic Church thing, will claim the current Pope has died and become God, and will be worshipping them. Boom.
There you go. That's I like the idea of starting a cult to get cancelled. I think that.
Well, I always really like those
religion.
I always really like those conspiracy theories where, like you know, the one where like Disney had the original Miley Cyrus killed because she wouldn't like sexualize her act enough, and she's currently buried in the Nevada desert, and they replaced her with a clone. Like, how great would it be if like Disney murdered the Pope and have like buried him somewhere? Like he's like currently wearing like a concrete slippers at the bottom of the river in the Vatican or something. Like a river in the Vatican. Not that there's a river in the Vatican, but like, but, you know, like I think that would be great. Get Disney involved.
I'm a little concerned that you use the term concrete shoes so aptly.
Oh, you know.
I mean, you've thought of this before.
You've got some kind of. I'm a school teacher, but I also like Fresh Prince. But I know some mafia terminology.
Well, the thing is, during lockdown, it's been more like, you know, detentions haven't really been a thing because the kids are already at home. So we've been having to get creative with our punishment. So, well, that implies that you're threatening to drown them in this mythical river inside the Vatican. Yeah, that's the new punishment.
Oh yeah. I think the other reason I'd like to be cancelled for it is if I get to dance with Shakira. I just get an invitation to go dancing with Shakira. That would be awesome, right?
I'm not sure if that would get you cancelled, just celebrated in general. It was interesting where Maggie's camera focused then. She just appeared from the darkness.
I just wanted to show this to Ishi because she's talking about scarlet robes. Will those do, Ishi? No, not you, Ishi. Beg your pardon, Kitty. Lovely scarlet robes for her cult. Will those do?
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. Well, I've got to do something to keep myself busy while you guys are being funny.
Absolutely. Right. Cool. Okay. So that was good. There was some weird answers in there. I like that. That was good. Next question. Good timing, Alex.
Alex, get on with it.
How many toothbrushes do you have in your house, and how many people live there? We're getting into the weird questions. Good. Do you know, I'll go first on this one, just because it's there. Right. I still live at home. There's three of us. It's myself and my mum and dad. They have their own bathroom, and in my bathroom, there are 3 toothbrushes. And I'm the only one that uses that bathroom, so I don't know why there are 3 toothbrushes in there. It makes absolutely no sense. So I would assume there are 5 toothbrushes in this house.
I actually need to. Right, so I've moved recently, so I actually need to go and research this question. I will be back. I need to go and do some research into this. I'll be back.
Could we give everyone 30 seconds, Alex, to find how many toothbrushes they have in the house? Could that be a thing we could do? We could organise that, right? There we go. Oh, good. Right. So
I mean, that music stressed the whole thing out. I was then running around, just getting faster and faster in time with the music.
Oh gosh.
I love the idea of you getting stressed out over trying to find how many toothbrushes.
It's like a quest.
I was double checking all the cupboards just to make sure there weren't any hiding anywhere.
This is the shittest episode of the Crystal Maze I've ever seen.
Oh gosh.
Right. Go on then, Simon. Let's, seeing as you.
Okay, so I've just moved house. There are 2 people living in the house. There are 4 toothbrushes. There is my one that's a spare for my brother who occasionally comes and visits. And then there's 2 that are here that I don't know. I assume they belong to the other person who lives here.
Okay, so
after all that, it wasn't that exciting.
I mean, it's an odd question. I don't think there's.
There are twice as many toothbrushes as people.
Although I'm expecting Ishi to have something like 50 toothbrushes. I don't know why. I just
Why?
you couldn't source the ants for your army, so you just went out and bought loads of toothbrushes. I just feel like that's evidently you've been cancelled for being too cool as well, with a trademark on there. A trademark on there as well. Amazing. All right, Ishi. Well, we might as well go to you next.
So I've got 3. One which I still need to bin, actually. One is my normal toothbrush. So it's just me in the house with my cat, of course. But there's my toothbrush. Then there's another one that I keep in my travel pack, which is when I'm out gigging, which really needs to be chucked away now. It's like over a year old. And the second one came in the pack for the travel one. So it was 2 in a pack. But it's just so cute. It's like, it's got a fun little thing on the other end. So I haven't thrown it away yet. So there's 3.
Yeah.
3 brushes.
I've always wondered about. Kitty is correct there.
So true, Kitty. I've run out.
A little bit of a callback from an earlier episode, isn't it? How many was it that you typically buy at one time? It was like 10, I think you said before. I remember watching that episode. That was
yes. And you know what? I think words got out because every time I've been to Lidl since, it's like the entire cucumber box leaves. There's like 2 or 3 left, and I'm like, "What's going on? Does everyone know that I'm coming to buy my cucumbers today?" So, I'm actually run out.
Stop hoarding Ishi's cucumbers, world.
Absolutely. Give me back my cucumbers. It's not like you like them anyway.
I once, before lockdown, I went to a friend's. Their flat, and I can't remember what the occasion was, but I saw fit to go to the Tesco's across the road and buy all of their butternut squashes that they had in the shop. And the wonderful thing was, like, you put them all on the like bagging area, and there were so many that it actually kind of broke the kind of weight thing. So I had to get one of the cashiers to come, and they had to sort it out, and I got the dirtiest look I've ever had from a cashier for just piling up all of their butternut squashes. That's the thing is, and I didn't know this at the time, that friend didn't actually like butternut squashes, so they were just lumbered with like.
Why did you buy all the butternut squash from the? What did you do with the butternut squash?
I can't remember There was a special occasion of some point, but I can't remember what the special occasion was. But in my head, that just
doesn't answer why you bought an entire shop's worth of butternut squash. I've been to quite a few special occasions, and no point have I ever gone, what's the nearest pumpkin? Like,
maybe it was.
Maybe it was. You know what would really get this party started?
Yeah.
A good broth. We need.
I know. It was a Mother's Day present, wasn't it? How many pies can you make from that? Ooh.
I hope everyone's got a spare toothbrush because there's going to be a lot of butternut squash to get out of your teeth. Get your little travel bag ready. Right, Maggie. How many toothbrushes do you have
12.
in your house, and how many people? 12.
Oh,
12.
wow.
Right.
2 people, 12 toothbrushes, 1 for each of the disciples. Quite obvious, you've got to have 1 for each of the disciples.
Of course, yeah.
Because then you can bite the bristles out of Judas, you can slap Peter on the cheek, you can kick all the others around because you can't remember what they were supposed to do anyway. But then we got 1 each, but I use a bamboo one, because I try and be, my dog appreciates that. Isn't that nice? Because I'm trying not to use plastic, and they only come in packs of about 6. So I now look like I'm incredibly generous with toothbrushes sprouting in every single room. The old ones get used to clean old saucepans and things. Do you do that, Izzy? Everybody else, do you use that? Use old toothbrushes for washing up?
Hell no.
If Maggie has one toothbrush for each of the disciples, does that mean that when you come in first thing in the morning, you only think there's 11 toothbrushes and one of them's going, no, I'm not a toothbrush. I'm not a toothbrush. It's not me, man. It's not me.
Yeah, that was really good.
I actually heard that. Bloody good.
There you go.
I'm a big fan of the show, just simply on the basis of how ridiculous it can get. But I never thought I would see a link between a random question about toothbrushes and like a biblical pun, basically. Like it's just. That's broken me. That was hilarious. Oh God!
It was so worth getting my communion. It was so worth doing that Bible studies. Now becomes valuable in my life.
Oh dear. Yeah, there you go. Kitty's in agreement, basically. So, 18 years have prepared her for this. Oh God! Right. Right. Okay. Apparently that's it. So, yes. I think I need a minute just to get over the biblical toothbrushes. That was just. Oh man. In my head now, I'm imagining like the electric toothbrush becoming now like the kind of like the modern day equivalent of the Bible app you can get on your phone. There's still millions of people still use normal plastic toothbrushes, but there's obviously a big market for electrical ones now as well. Maybe there's a link there. Who knows? Right. That's according to Alex. That is the end of the show. So thank you very much for that. That's been it's been bizarre and amazing. Very good. So before we go, does anyone have anything to plug? So I'll just go based on who's next to me. Well, Edward, would you like to go first? If you got anything?
Yeah, sure. Currently booked in on the 20th of April. I'm going to be at Late Stage Comedy, and you can just generally follow me on my Facebook page, Edward Roworth.
Perfect. All right, Simon.
Yeah, I'm doing Late Stage on the 16th, but also every Friday I do a comedy show called the 27-Minute Comedy Hour. Hopefully I'll post some stuff in the comments for you to follow us. But please go and give the YouTube channel a follow and a subscribe. We go every Friday at 9:30. It's half hour. It's really good fun. We just take the mick out of the news and people's social media.
Perfect. Maggie, any?
Yes, please. I do a weekly podcast with my friend Susie Crockford called Wise Women, the Vicar and the Witch. She's a genuine witch. I'm a genuine vicar. And we make a lot of stuff up. It's great fun on Podbean. Perfect. Wise Women, the Vicar and the Witch. Thank you.
I'd also like to just quickly mention, everyone just watch the show today. If we could all get hashtag Pope Maggie trending, that would be a wonderful thing. I think we need to get that going. So right after the show, just stick it in a Facebook post, no context, or put it in a tweet. Hashtag Pope Maggie. Absolutely no context whatsoever. Let's just get it out there and see what happens. Right.
Great idea.
And last but not least, of course, Ishi, have you got anything you'd like to plug before we go?
Yes, I've got Late Stage Comedy coming up on the 4th of May. I'm on 27 Minutes on the 16th of April. Roger's Blue Suede News on the 9th of April. And the coming Thursday, I've got Backbone Comedy, which is stand-up. But generally, follow me at Ishi2Funny. And I usually post on there what I'm up to. And that'd be lovely. Thank you.
There you go. And please do make sure you follow everyone on their respective social media as well. You're welcome, Alex. No worries. Alex will be back as normal next Sunday, 8:30 as always. Thank you very much for watching. Please follow me on all my stuff as well. It's there, actually, Mr. Comedy. But it's not about me. It's about you, wonderful people. Thank you for being awkward. This has been amazing. See you again next week, next Sunday, 8:30. Stay awkward.
Thank you.